Hey everybody, welcome. Thanks for joining us. We are doing another edition of Tyler Goff Group Cares, or TGG Cares. That's where we take a nonprofit and just highlight them, let them explain who they are, what they're doing, what they have going on, how you can get involved, really just to spread awareness of all the awesome nonprofit organizations we have here in Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas, doing really cool things for our community. And I'm super, super excited about today's guest. We have Jennifer with Feeding South Dakota joining us just to talk a little bit about Feeding South Dakota and everything you guys do. There's so much going on, and so thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
So Feeding South Dakota, I mean, the name kind of is self-explanatory.
It is.
Tell us what is Feeding South Dakota?
Well, we have a 45-year history in our state of working to end hunger, whether that's in Sioux Falls or Rapid City or Pierre. We've been here for a long time, known as several different things over the years, but back in 2010, we really wanted to rebrand into something that made sense. And so this was right after Feeding America rebranded themselves. And we went to them and said, we need to be Feeding South Dakota. And at the time, they weren't quite ready for that yet. So we went through a rebranding process and hated all of it. And we went back and said, no, we need to be Feeding South Dakota, because that's what we do. So that's who we are.
So your mission statement at Feeding South Dakota
is to end hunger in our state.
End hunger in South Dakota, which is awesome.
Yep.
And I think, you know, there's part of me, and this, hopefully this comes across well, but there's part of me that goes, is there hunger in Sioux Falls? Is there hunger happening in our city, in our state?
There is. We know that in South Dakota, 1 in every 9 individuals are food insecure. So we've got a population of that equates to about 95,000 people in our state, and that 1 in 6 kids are going to bed hungry every night, not knowing when they're going to eat next. And those numbers come to us through the USDA and through Feeding America, and so kind of gives us that target of what we need to work on. And so through the 3 different distribution centers that we have in South Dakota, we're able to geographically make sure that every county has food being put into each one. Wow,
awesome. You guys have a ton of programs that you offer and that make up Feeding South Dakota. One of them that I know well is the backpack program.
Yeah.
So talk more about that. What is the backpack program?
Right. Well, the backpack program started, I think, piloted in 2007 out in Rapid City, and really targets mostly elementary school age kids into middle school, to those who are identified as not having enough food at home, whether that's through their teacher or through their counselor, and making sure that on Fridays when they're headed out the door that they've got a little bit of food that gets them through the weekend, so that when they come back to school on Monday morning, they're not hungry, they don't have the headaches. And that they're ready to learn and grow in their classrooms, and they're productive, and really helps give them a little bit more stability throughout that week when they're there to have school lunches and breakfasts. But we just know weekends are hard for a lot of families, and there's just not a lot to go through.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So September's a big month for you guys. Hunger Action Month?
Hunger Action Month.
Hunger Action Month.
Yeah.
So tell us more about what's happening in September as we kind of wind September down.
Right. Well, with Feeding America, we are one of the 200 food banks in the network. We all come together during the month of September, and we talk about the issue of hunger, and we start mobilizing the public and giving them ideas and ways for everyone to get involved, whether it's volunteering or hosting food drives or getting your workplace involved. There's lots of different ways people can help talk about hunger. We even had Black Hills Energy out on our western side of the state do a hunger fast amongst their employees. So 30 employees went through a 24-hour hunger fast to just kind of feel like, what does it feel like to go to work each day and I haven't eaten and everybody around me is eating, and how productive they're not. And so that was a really interesting activity this year, and really was impactful, I think, for our supporters out west. So just kind of giving some different ways people can get involved. I think our biggest needs right now are volunteers. I think a lot of people don't know that we have about 50 paid staff that does the work that we do, but we can't do anything without volunteers. When COVID started, we completely changed our model of business, as is everybody else, and really took our show on the road, and went to where hunger lives instead of making people come to us to get food assistance. So we're on the road a lot, which requires a lot of hands.
Yeah.
And so volunteers are very necessary.
So what does that look like? I think our team's coming out next Monday, I believe, and there's 15 of us coming out. I think it's about a 3-hour slot that we're coming out for.
Yep, we have volunteer times in the mornings from 9 to noon, and then we have from 1 to 4, so 3-hour time periods where you don't necessarily get to pick what you're doing, but really doing what's necessary, whether that's packing boxes for our mobile food distributions, or packing bags for the backpack program, or even boxes of commodities, USD commodities for our senior box program. Just really putting you to work doing what needs to happen today and making sure that our mobiles are taken care of and the seniors and the kids. But you'll come and participate in whatever project it is. It's fun, it's a great team building activity, but just very critical to the work that we do.
Yeah, and volunteer, I've noticed like at the banquet too, these places that used to be so oversaturated with volunteers and so many people that wanted to help and volunteer that when you tried to sign up, it would take months maybe to get in.
I remember
that's
those days.
Changed, right?
It has.
Needing volunteers is like a real need that you guys have.
It is. And in certain parts of the state is also a little bit more critical than others. I know that we struggle in central South Dakota, but really I think that everybody's work has changed, and volunteering, it just looks different than it did a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And I think people are still a little bit leery. I think people got out of practice too a little bit. And so we just want to welcome everybody back, that we're a safe environment, and your help is still desperately needed. And so hoping that whether it's with Feeding South Dakota or other agencies that are doing really great work in our community, that reach out to your favorites and come back again.
And help and
come back
start
again.
Volunteering again. And like you said, I think it's just getting out of that practice, as COVID did with a lot of things, and now it's time to get back and start helping again. I want to mention it. Are you guys hiring right now? Right?
We are.
Okay, so listen, if you need a job, I know there's so many places that are in need of workers right now. But if you need a job and you not only want to help with an organization like Feeding South Dakota, but you want to get paid at the same time, kind of the best of both worlds, they are hiring. So come see Jennifer. Reach out. What positions do you have available?
So right now we have a critical need in our warehouse, and so we need about 4 to 5 people to help with inventory control, to help with loading and unloading trucks, helping with our volunteer groups. We have a great need for people we need hands. And we're suffering like everybody else is in our community to where to find people that really want to be a part of something good. We've got a great culture, and I think that we're competitive along with all the other businesses in Sioux Falls and the surrounding area. And so just encourage anyone who's looking to make a positive career change, just try something new and maybe be a part of something a little bit different than you have in the past, to give us a call.
There you go. Call Feeding South Dakota if you're looking for a job, or if you want to volunteer as a team, as an individual. Sounds like there's lots of ways to get plugged in and get involved. What else? What do you want to end us with? Bring us home with?
Well, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for this opportunity to come and visit with you about the work that we do, and making sure that people know that, we still need volunteers, we need worker bees, we need people that really want to be a part of a great organization and do some good work, and of course just the support of our communities and the agency partners that we work with. There's probably 200 to 300 agencies that we partner with across the state, and just saying thank you that we can't do our work without our agency partners too. So there's a lot of people doing some really great stuff out there, and we're grateful for your support.
Very cool. So tons of ways to get involved. We are posting a link below just for donation. There's a link to get involved. Their website obviously has all those resources and all those ways to get plugged in there. Or if you're looking for a job, they're hiring lots. They'll take any and all that come. And just a great organization. Thank you guys so much for everything you do and just being part of our community and the work that you put in. And like you said, things have changed and it hasn't gotten easier. What you do has gotten more difficult. So thank you for what you do on a daily basis to end hunger in South Dakota. So we appreciate it so much. So awesome. Thank you. Tune in next time, but check out Feeding South Dakota. Go to their website, stop in and see them. Looking for workers, volunteers, you name it. Check them out.